intro here for the Bear Pack. Before we get into this video, we wanted to share that we are growing here on this channel, and that is all due to your guys' love and support. The growth has been amazing. So as we grow, we wanted to give you guys some goals to work towards as we get into this football season. We're going to pull them up right now. Here are our goals. We're currently sitting at about 6,700 subs on this channel. So at 7K subs, we're going to have a Bobby Witt Jr. bobblehead giveaway. I got that at the first game of the Kansas City Royals opening day. It is still in the box. Haven't taken it out. It's in great condition. So that's going to be a good prize. And by the way, Bobby Witt Jr., 20 home runs now in the season. He's having a great second half of the year. 8K subs. We're going to have a jersey giveaway. We've done a lot of jersey giveaways. We'll probably do 2 jersey giveaways at 8K. 9K subs. Sports memorabilia giveaway. That can be anything from a jersey to a sports card to something else in reason. We don't want to be giving away a LeBron James signed game jersey, but we will try our best on that sports memorabilia giveaway. 10K subs, our big one. $1,000 giveaway. When we get there, we'll probably have people decide in the chat what they want to do with that. We can either have 10, 100, 2, 500, or just $1,000 giveaway, whichever one anybody wants. And then the 12K subs, we're going to try to send somebody to a game of their choice, 2 tickets each. We are very excited for this football season as it is our money maker. We did great last season, looking to ride that momentum into this season. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and don't miss out on these upcoming season. Enjoy the video, guys. We'll see you guys on the other side.
But let's move on to the running backs. I think the running backs is where we're going to see a lot of movers and shakers between our 3 rankings. But let's move over to mine first. So I put Nick Chubb at number 1. I think he deserves to be number 1. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate because Christian McCaffrey and Austin Eckler's receiving game upside, but it is hard to argue the rushing attempts that Nick Chubb's going to be given on a weekly basis, especially since they just got rid of Kareem Hunt. I'm excited to see Nick Chubb, but Bear's going to touch on him a little bit later. But the 2 guys that I have highlighted that I think that are either sleepers in this running back position is Derrick Henry. I'm going to be touching on him first. I'm tired of this Derrick Henry disrespect, if I'm being honest. I'm at the point in time that we just need to look at Derrick Henry and not look at his age, not look at his carries, because he's delivered 5 straight seasons of RB14 or better. And in 3 of those seasons, he was RB1, RB2, and RB3 in those 3 years. I expect him to finish in the top 5 in this season as well. I have him at number 4 in redraft rankings. The Titans, they've done a great job at helping out Derrick Henry as well this offseason with their addition of DeAndre Hopkins. And that's going to allow not just Derrick Henry, but also Treylon Burke in the passing game, because that's going to allow Derrick Henry to have a lot more open field. We saw what Derrick Henry looked like with A.J. Brown on this offense. And then put DeAndre Hopkins, it should be no different. I think Derrick Henry is going to easily be able to sniff 1,500 rushing yards, and 12 rushing touchdowns is just an understatement for Derrick Henry. So I love him at number 4. I'm interested to see where you guys both put Derrick Henry. But I'm also going to be talking about from a veteran to a rookie. Give me Jamar Gibbs on the Detroit Lions. I love me some Gibbs. Plus, there's a ton of vacated carries and catches in this backfield. And the Lions got rid of both of their running backs with Swift and with Jamal Williams, and they got replaced with Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery. And I expect Monty to take a lot of the red zone carries, but I do think that Gibbs will have a few packages on the red zone. And then from the 20 to 20, that's going to be Gibbs' life. He's going to have a ton of receiving catches this year, not to mention a ton of rushing yards as well. The fact that the Lions felt comfortable enough to trade away Swift just means that they're going to use Gibbs a lot, let alone that they used a high first-round draft capital on him. So I love Derrick Henry, and I'm trying to draft Jamar Gibbs wherever I can. Seth?
I actually left Gibbs out of mine because it was just more of a question mark to me, whether just seeing how they used Jamal Williams last year in the red zone all the time. It just makes me nervous with that. But I do still like Gibbs. I just couldn't put him in my top 10 because of that. So I'm going to start my rankings with Austin Eckler and Christian McCaffrey, who are the best 2 receiving running backs in this class. And then I put Nick Chubb at 3 because the backfield is his, so I could not move him down any further than I already did. He arguably could have been number 1, like Trey said, just because the backfield will be his. But one of my biggest risers, and Jesse, you'll love this one, is my number 4 spot, Tony Pollard. I absolutely love what Tony Pollard brings. He is, I'm going to say, the 3rd best yak running back in this list. So he does it all. He can run between the tackles. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. This is one that reminds me of Austin Eckler. So Eckler, we kind of saw scratch the surface a little bit. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago when they still had Melvin Gordon there. So we kind of got to see some carries by Austin Eckler and see kind of what he could do to scratch the surface. And then the Chargers finally went ahead and said, okay, the backfield's going to be Eckler's. So they got rid of Melvin Gordon, and now we've seen that Eckler's been a top 3 fantasy running back since then in what he can bring. And now the backfield's Tony Pollard's, and I think we're going to see the same type of production. I think we're going to see him skyrocket this year. So I absolutely love Tony Pollard, and I say you take him if he's there to take him. Then I have Bijan Robinson, who is going to be a workhorse. They are going to give him the ball. I saw in his first preseason game that his first carry went for 12 yards, and he just weaved right through the defense, and he looks good. Then I have Derrick Henry at 6. I struggle with Derrick Henry, but he's so good I couldn't leave him out of my top 10. I struggle with him because I feel like over the past 2 seasons, teams have kind of started to figure him out a little more, and a lot of them are just chopping low at him. And they're just putting a bunch of big linemen in there and chopping low at him. So, and he doesn't give you much in the pass game at all. So I don't like him as much PPR-wise. So I tend to fade him down my list a little more. But I had to put him ahead of the next 3 because all of them are big question marks for me. I could not leave them out. That's why you see 2 highlighted for me, is because they're kind of under the same umbrella here with their contracts. It's not going to be easy to use a high pick on these guys with an unknown. Like, they're both teams are bringing in running backs right now to fill carries because they don't know what's going to happen with Jonathan Taylor or Josh Jacobs. I can't leave them out of my top 10 because of the caliber running backs they are and what Josh Jacobs did last year, but it makes me very nervous about their contracts, and they need to get those figured out. And then I have Travis Etienne at number 10, who I think is an up-and-coming running back. Well, I do have an extra tidbit for you. I was really torn with my number 10 spot. I have a lot of trouble trying to fade Alvin Kamara out of my top 10, even though he did have a bad year last year. But he will be having a better quarterback to deal with this year than he has the past couple seasons. And we all know what happened, what Alvin Kamara did the last time he had a good quarterback with Drew Brees. He went on to be the number 1 running back for a couple years straight. So despite him missing 3 games and despite his offseason last year, I still like Alvin Kamara a lot.
All right. I love that top 10. And it is interesting. If you guys did notice, I did not have Saquon, Jonathan Taylor, or Josh Jacobs on my list. But like Seth said, I'm just too worried about those contracts. I know Saquon already re-signed, but he missed a lot of camps, so I'm a little bit too worried about Saquon entering his, I think, year 5, year 6th year. But Bear, what are your top 10 for running backs look like?
Yeah, let's get into this top 10 list. Obviously, 1 and 2, we're going to have McCaffrey and Eckler. Then I have Bijan Robinson at the 3. He found the perfect spot to start the NFL career with the Atlanta Falcons, who are going to run the ball 80% of the time, in my opinion, this season. He's an every down back, like Seth said. He's a workhorse coming out of Texas. He's an elite talent. And his standard league non-PPR, he is the best running back in my eyes. But because this is PPR kind of format, I had to put him at the 3. I do think he needs to work on his receiving skills a little bit, but it really doesn't matter with receiving skills because he got Desmond Ridder throwing the ball. So that's going to take a little bit of time for them to get used to. But Atlanta is going to be ground and pound again this year, and he is going to have a stellar year with the Atlanta Falcons. I am very high on Bijan. I put Derrick Henry at the 4. I've got Pollard at the 5. Barkley made the list at 6. Josh Jacobs 7. And then Nick Chubb at 8. I have Nick Chubb this low. I probably could have put him a little bit higher, but the ceiling for Deshaun Watson that I did not put in my top 10 quarterback list, I think if he can get back to where he was with the Texans, the Cleveland Browns might be able to open the playbook a little bit. I do think Nick Chubb is a first-round talent, though, if you get him in the first round, back into the first round. He has nobody behind him anymore either with Kareem Hunt leaving. So he's going to be an every down back. That is his backfield. He's going to have a really good year again. I also took his prop over 9 touchdowns, so I'm very high on Nick Chubb, even though he is at the 8. I got Gibbs at the 9. He's going to be fantastic with the Lions. The Lions might be 30 points a game. Jared Goff, Gibbs. I really like the Lions. They're going to beat the Chiefs week 1. And then I'm going to round it out with Travis Etienne at the 10. He's going to have another great year. He can do it both. He can run. He can catch. He's going to be great for T-Law. I got Travis at the 10. That is my top 10 list. Just want to let everyone know that while we do give out free picks, plays, and predictions on our YouTube channel, we also have a website for you to check out. On our website, bearsprofitplays.com, you can subscribe to the website absolutely free with an email and gain access to our written articles about upcoming sporting events. If you're really looking to make some cash, we have an option to become a member of our website. If you become a member, you will gain access to our Locks of the Week, which are written articles that go in depth as to why we are picking that particular outcome. As of now, our member plays have been red hot, hitting over 60% of our plays. If you don't want to become a member, it's no sweat. We are here to try and make you guys some money. That's our main goal. So come on over to bearsprofitplays.com and subscribe for free. Check us out, follow our free picks, and see for yourself that our member plays are a great investment for you. Thanks for watching.